Hi everybody, it's John Pace. A while back I made a controversial video where I recommended the Olympus 75mm f1.8 for the Lumix GH5. One of the reasons I made that recommendation was because many who were purchasing or thinking of purchasing the Lumix GH5 were already coming from a micro four thirds camera, either a Panasonic system or Olympus, and probably already owned either the 12 to 35 millimeter f2.8 or 12 to 40 millimeter f2.8 lenses, and they wanted something with a little greater reach. The Olympus 75 millimeter 1.8 comes out to longer than a 150 millimeter equivalent focal length on full frame. Now, what are the advantages of using a longer focal length lens like the Olympus 75 millimeter for vlogging? The first one is it gives you a more natural perspective. When you shoot with the wide angle lens close up to yourself, it elongates your face. It's a very unnatural perspective. So a longer lens enables you to get a more natural perspective. The second advantage is that you get a shallower depth of field. Now, you don't always want that, but there are times when the environment isn't necessarily all that important, and what you want is for yourself to stand out from the background. And one of the best ways to do that, aside from lighting, is to use shallow depth of field. And a third reason for using a longer focal length lens like the Olympus, and the one that I think is probably the most important, is that it adds variety to your shots. Because if everybody is using Panasonic 7 to 14 millimeter f4 lenses, if everybody is using Panasonic 12 to 35 millimeter f2.8 lenses, using longer focal length lenses is going to help set your work apart from the other vloggers. There are a couple of problems I've run into while I'm vlogging. The first one, the most annoying, is the Panasonic image app, which everyone says is so phenomenal, but which I'm finding is extremely unreliable. Whenever I'm out shooting, I'm wasting half my time trying to get the Wi-Fi connection to be enabled on my iPhone. So for example, when I hit tap to focus, the Wi-Fi just suddenly disappears, or I'm trying to change the aperture and nothing is happening, and I'm waiting and waiting, and sometimes I have to close out the app and reopen it. Another annoyance is the Rodelink wireless microphone. They claim that with a set of alkaline batteries that the microphone should last 7 hours, but in fact, when I'm using it, I'm finding that I have to replace the batteries on every shoot, and usually we're talking only a couple of hours of shooting time, so I may have to invest in some rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. Another problem, not having to do with the camera, the lens, the microphone, or the Panasonic image app, is just personal safety. If you're shooting with a longer focal length and you want to have the camera 10 or 12 feet away, you have to be very aware of your surroundings here in Ho Chi Minh City.